It's 6 o'clock, so we will call the meeting to order and do the pledges. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I salute the flag of the state of New Mexico as the symbol of perfect friendship among united cultures.
We need an approval of the agenda for today.
I'll make a motion to approve were we still going to be covering item C and the last action item?
Well, I'm just gonna discuss it when we went there. We're not gonna actually vote on it or anything, but I'll just kind of explain where we're at.
Okay, so then I'll approve the agenda as presented.
Motion by Mrs. Cole, do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Mrs. Esquivel, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. We'll move on to item 3, approval of minutes for the regular meeting of August 19th, 2024.
Make a motion to approve the regular meeting of August 19th.
Motion by Mrs. Esquivel, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Mrs. Cole, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. We'll move on to reports. Dr.
Okay.
Lucas.
Any questions for Ryan on the maintenance report?
Thought that we already had our joint session with the city and they weren't gonna allow us to use the facility. Is this back on the table or it's on bullet 3?
Bullet 3. Oh, for quote on our baseball field?
Yeah,
So that's just,
just to use their.
no, this is our baseball field,
Okay,
the infield, to get a quote on, to replace the infield on the baseball field. And then they're gonna also, I think, maybe provide.
so we're just joint, like they're gonna write a letter for us to get like a reduced cost of it or?
What I kind of meant there is just, we're still gonna try to work with the city. so
Right,
we
we're
can
still-
use the softball field, but then use the baseball field as well, because that turf's over 10 years old, so it needs to be replaced.
Okay, so,
And
will
we're gonna
there
get,
be an MOU in place for this?
so for our baseball field, no, I mean, that's just ours.
For the softball?
Right. For this one, if they decide to let us, they're still not sure. They've got to wait till they get their schedules. It'll be later in the year before we find out anything for sure.
It's still on the table.
But it is still on the table.
Okay.
And then, can we look at the speakers at the gym? Because I think they were going out as well. If better IT
The
could.
microphone at least.
Yeah, we just got the new one.
Okay,
It's ordered.
okay. Just making sure. Thanks.
Right.
And that system is only 2 years old, so, and it just went out that,
I think it was
right
coincidence.
then. It was coincidence.
Yeah.
I was like, what's going on? I hear the music on one side and then, boom, boom, you know, I'm like. And yeah, that's it. That's all I have.
Any other questions, Frank?
I'm glad we were able to find buyers for those buses.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
And the new activity bus, we're 3 weeks out, that's a plus.
Yes.
Boy, as long as they don't get into any issues.
Anything else on that? So for building, we'll start with
Ms. G?
Selema, Ms. G.
Oh, sure. I'm still on the table. We're going slow to go fast. So we're just learning to connect with families and communicate better, especially with our new assessment that we have for this year. We went from Maps to iReady, and it gives you a whole bunch of information, and it's more user-friendly, and it's more parent readable, understandable, and so we're just doing a lot of that, and we're working with everybody implementing small groups, not only for reading, but also for math, and just trying to work on tracking our attendance and celebrating them more to motivate the students more. And so we start strong, but then we start dwindling off, so we're really trying to stay up on that. And this year we've implemented homework, not so much where a child can take it home and they don't have any help. It's more of a practice homework that they can do or be able to do by themselves if they have to. We're gonna have a literacy night. It's gonna be Reading Under the Stars. Hope to see you there. It's on the 25th. And, well, I'm waiting to see when the sun's gonna go down to say, I said 7, but I'm just kind of waiting.
Oh.
But I'll let you know for sure.
Okay.
Because you can't do Reading Under the Stars.
It's sunny.
So it might be a little later than 7, who knows? We went to a training in Albuquerque for underperforming schools because, as you know, we are a CSI school and we will be there for 3 years unless we can get out, and it just is a wealth of information. And we hope we're on the right track, and the state will be coming to visit us on October 28th. And that's pretty much it. Any questions?
Or is the state just going to be observing?
Yeah,
Is that
they
what the-
come and they observe, and
Oh.
then they give you support, like
Mhm.
this is how you could improve and this and that. So, and we got like a coach from, she's from Croft, so she'll be coming.
Okay.
So it's gonna be a little different. Last year they came only once and then they gave us a report and that was it. But this year they're following up. So that was
That's
nice.
good.
Yeah. Anything else?
Any other questions?
Thank you.
Raquel?
Good evening.
Evening.
We're kind of going in, we've been working in the MLSS layer 1, but there's some things that are hard to implement, such as one of the requirements is for English language learners to have 45-minute daily block of instruction in the English language. That's hard to implement because we don't have enough English language learners. We have like 2, maybe 3, and so things like that are a little bit harder to implement. But going along with RBT and the small groups, we're starting to look at that just with as part of the PLCs and the answering those questions and what are you going to do when the students don't learn it? That's where like maybe small group instruction comes in and moving into those MLSS layers 2 and 3. And so that's where we're headed. We're starting like really in 5th grade is starting this month to organize that and then, moving into the other grades because of course, when you have a 45 to 60-minute block of time, it's hard to have small group instruction every single day. So because you only have limited time, but that's where we're moving with the MLSS and the PLCs and just trying to improve student learning and achievement overall. Tomorrow or on Wednesday, we have that Stand for the Silent presentation at 2:00. And that's about suicide, bullying, and it's specifically, they'll cover all the bullying, but it's geared for cyberbullying and suicide and suicide prevention. So we'll have them come in. We've also asked for I've asked for our school psych maybe to be there and our social worker, just in case these students come up with these issues, so that there's somebody there who they can talk to just at that time. And, just to have that extra support. We took the kids last Wednesday to El Paso for that Chihuahuas game and for the Holocaust Museum. Students were amazing. They very well behaved. They enjoyed it. One thing that we found out is that our students don't know a whole lot about the Holocaust. And, but then looking back at the core standards for social studies, it really isn't covered in any of those grades. So just in that, it's the teachers who went on the trip, it's like, okay, well, I know that maybe we need to start at least reading some books to them and read alouds to just give them an understanding, because, really it goes back to hate crimes and bullying even and all that kind of stuff, just like the bigger things. So just giving them a little bit more background knowledge on that kind of stuff. Then just coming up, we do have October 23rd, we're gonna have our reading family engagement night. We're gonna have a scholastic book fair on that night. It'll also be the kickoff to Red Ribbon Week. And then we're also partnering with the Health Council to have the trunk or treat at DTMS and having a little carnival there, making it like a family event, having a carnival with hayride, all of that together on October 31st. And looking at so that we're not having to also do like concessions, we're gonna kind of mimic Moonlight Madness and instead sell booths in the gym to people or rent a space so that they can sell whatever and just make it a whole family event type of thing. And so that's what's coming up. October 3rd, we have DARE starting. That's just for 5th grade. And they'll be coming every Thursday.
What time is your reading night on the 23rd?
It's gonna be from 5:30 to 7 o'clock,
And that's September or October?
October. Any questions?
I think that's it.
I had one. On this trip, can you tell me like the percentage of like athletics that were participated in this?
Of those with athletics, I do not have that number, but I can get that number.
Okay, I
to
just
you.
wanna see like if it's
How they
more.
compare to the general population
Mhm.
as far as like grades?
Yeah, just to see.
Yeah, I'll get that.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for doing that incentive for them. Though.
Yeah.
And we're just hoping that, with the kids who did stay here, because it was just, we didn't look to see like how close they were to proficient or that, it was just that cut score, whatever the state gave us. But, we're hoping that in the end, students and parents will take that testing a little bit more seriously, because it may not affect them per se, but it affects our schools. That's exactly what, it affects us.
As a whole.
So,
And there's about 50-ish?
yes, there were 50 that qualified to go, 50 out of about 130.
That's really good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Scott?
Good evening, board members.
Do you need this?
So, we've seen a positive in our tardies and unexcused. And I really don't know, I put an initiative but really I think it's just I thought we've communicated well with parents with kids that are, 2 tardies, 1 tardy, 1 excuse, 2 excuse, but we've just kind of made sure we just emphasize and make sure that we are contacting those parents and give them a heads up. So we still got, 3-day letters that have gone out, 5-day letters have gone out. And, we've had, people with their detentions for tardies, but it's a slight improvement from the past year. So, I think just us, Rosa and I just calling parents, emailing parents, I think it's just helped kind of make it aware. Like I said, it's not like we've done that every year, but I think we've just been more stringent with it to make sure that we knock at it every day. So that's been a good thing. We had our parent-teacher conference Thursday and Friday. Appreciate the parents that came in. Still don't get the numbers we want, but it's still good with the parents that came in. Of course, we all know that this week's homecoming week, so tomorrow we have our today we start with door decorating, decorating the doors tomorrow. Also, we have our powder puff, door decorating after powder puff, and Wednesday we have the bonfire, then Thursday is the parade, and then Friday is the game. So hopefully we play Tatum, so it's not a normal homecoming team we would invite, but just worked out that way because the other games were too earlier in the year. So everything's going well with Mr. Culberson and the student leadership team getting that together. And yeah, we're just plugging along. Questions?
I'm just
Oh, go ahead.
wondering about the parents. Is it because of like the age? Like
think
pretty
it
much is like
Mm,
the kids are on their own now? And
Yeah,
like the
that's
same
right.
parents go every time and those parents don't even need to show up, and
Yeah, it has a lot to do with that.
I'm just trying to like
I don't really
come up with an idea for you. I don't know if my idea works.
Well, I stressed
but-
on it. I stressed on it like the first couple of years, but no, I mean,
Yeah,
it's just what it is. I mean, because we do communicate with parents. I mean, emails, phone calls.
and then there they are at the end of senior
Mhm.
year saying, "Why am I kid?" That's
But
kind of
I think though that there's just nothing for them to fall back on that because we can just say, well, we contacted about this, about this, about this. And then we're, working on trying to make sure that we, like our kids that are failing to, really haven't got into it this year. I mean, I started early last year, but I'm actually just, I know it might be too late, but I'm waiting for this 9 weeks to get out and then to start having parents come in, like the kids that have the failing grades, even though we contact them now, but just, have them come in, try to.
And I know it's parent-teacher conference, but it's like, maybe we should have parent kick at that point and to sit down and be like, hey, I don't know, just.
Well, like I always say, I always tell parents, parent-teacher conferences every day with all students.
Yeah, it is true.
Anytime you have a question, just don't wait for parent-teacher conference, but.
yeah.
And is there a lot of kids showing up for tutoring? Because
There's-
I know it's like further than that first 9 weeks.
Yeah, but there's more than days than others, Like today we had a good crew in the math class, a couple in English.
I hope they
Something
take advantage
different.
and, because the
That's
teachers
what
are
we-
willing to do
That's
whatever
what we
they
just
need
have
to do.
to, improve that area too, but it's just, again, just the initiative of just the kids and of course, knowing like,
Yeah,
take the 9 weeks to
Yeah.
get a rush, but.
I know, it's just frustrating to see,
But other than that, like I say, everything's running pretty smoothly actually so far for the school year.
That's good. And I think the 9th grade staying for lunch
Mhm.
helps out a lot
Yeah,
because it's like, I don't know, years before, like if you've seen tardiness with like freshmen before, and maybe if.
You mean coming after?
Yeah, like
after lunch.
like freshmen.
It keeps the numbers down after lunch, but it's still,
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
But even that's improved. I'm just telling you, it's just good. I think just one of the things that we've been solid with the doors, after the third bell rings, if they're that close and they're not in the building, I shut the door and they yell at me. I'm like,
We all go around.
I run. I'm like, that's stupid. I'm like, yeah, it is stupid, go ahead. So, anyway, we get that.
Thanks.
But, and then,
Yeah.
Yeah, so athletics, football teams 2-1. We got 3 games, so we had our first really kind of good competition this past week, and we, fell a little short there. We have Tatum this weekend, so for our homecoming. And then the volleyball girls, were actually, well, they're doing real well.
They are.
Actually, they're doing real well. They've been in all these tournaments. They really competed. This last weekend, they competed in they made the
The club
championship game and fell to Clapcroft. So, that's one of the things we got to make. Hopefully, in district play, we're able to work it out with Clapcroft. So, it'd be nice to see the girls go to state. Not that they have to be the first 2 teams, but they can still get ranked. But we're actually playing well this year, so I hope we can figure out Clapcroft. Because Mesilla Valley, I mean, they're really good.
They've got a rhythm going.
They've got a little, our girls, yeah. And then Mesilla Valley got a bunch of good recruits this year, and they're just gonna be really tough to, and we can compete with them, but they're gonna be tough to kind of dominate them. I think if we get everything going, but the football team's doing well, volleyball girls are doing well. Like I say, after tutoring, a lot of football players stayed today after tutoring, for tutoring today, and then, really, we don't have it's kind of crazy to have a relationship with girls. Kind of like having with grades. It's just always the male. It's always the males. The girls stay up with the grades, and sometimes our boys really have really got more than the girls. But everything's going well there, and I think it was good with the last 2 games we had. We had the veterans and we had the first responders last time, so it was nice.
Any other questions?
And then just real quick about so the mic worked that morning, and then it didn't work that afternoon.
Oh, you broke it.
And then, you talk about the speakers, the reason why is we were trying to plug in everything to see if we can get that mic to
Oh,
work.
okay.
So what happened, we were unplugging the speakers, so it'd be half the speakers, and we were trying to plug, we were just trying to. do
Yeah,
whatever we could.
you need something else. If
Yeah,
the
but-
mic goes out, because I can't even hear you.
But that thing was, it was only 2 years old, so we were kind of surprised it went out that fast. But the speakers and all that system, they're brand new. I mean, that system's brand new. So we got the new one, we'll try it out tomorrow, be ready. Because I don't think, I was trying to get about the bottom girls, I don't think they play.
They don't have a game?
Till 28th. Yeah. It's cool. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go Trooper.
Okay, we'll move on to item number 5, public forum. Do we have anything else?
No.
Okay, so item number 6, Board of Education issues.
Yeah, just a reminder, Tuesday, this coming up Tuesday, tomorrow, Tuesday week, is, the animus, So Tuesday the 24th, it's at 5:30 PM, it probably takes an hour or so, 45 minutes. So, do you want me to get a school vehicle, or are you gonna take your own, what do you want?
Are we all planning to go together?
That's entirely up to y'all. I
We
mean,
can
I
go
can-
together and go in the school vehicle if you like.
Okay, so I'll be up here at 4:30 with a school vehicle.
Do you want me to drive?
Huh?
Do you want me to drive?
Oh, I can drive.
Okay.
Oh, you're welcome.
I'm just kidding.
I will probably take my own, and I'll probably be late.
Okay.
It's work.
Yeah, I understand.
Oh, yeah, as soon as I get off of work.
Okay.
Okay, item number 7, consent agenda.
Any questions on any of the checks or anything?
I didn't have any.
These ones go into detail.
Mm-hmm.
They're nice. They're nice.
No, we don't have any.
Okay.
No.
So you like these reports better than the?
Yeah. And how are the secretaries liking them? Still good?
Mhm.
Like, yeah, you guys still like them?
Well, I will,
A motion to approve accounts payable and payroll.
motion by Ms. Escobar, do I have a second?
I will second.
seconded by Mrs. Cole. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. We'll move on to approval of budget adjustment requests.
So we have 4 bars. The first one is for $97,837.06. And it's an increase to our SEG for the year. It's our first increase, that we get them a couple times a year. And it's for $97,000. Any questions on that one? The next one is New Mexico grown foods and fruits and vegetables. And it is our initial budget of $2,761 for that grant. The next one is initial budget for the summer reading program. It's $1,793. And the last one is an increase to the universal free lunch from the state, and it's for $13,333. Any questions on any of those?
No. I'll make a motion to accept the bars as presented.
Motion by Mrs. Cole. Do I have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Seconded by Mrs. Esquivel. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. So we move on to discussion items, board training requirements.
Right, just wanted to bring up, and we included the email from Joanne, and I know y'all did these, but do you have any questions? Basically, it just defines the training year, that we have to do a compliance report. We have to post it on the website, everybody's training hours and stuff like that. And they've changed it to categories. But any questions over this?
So we just need one per category?
Right, I'll have to look and see. But I think it is, it's 5 hours that y'all have to get? So,
Mhm.
and there are, how many categories? 5?
There's 5.
Yeah, so probably one per,
One person, okay.
right. And I don't know how they'll break, like this will get you 3 hours on Tuesday,
Mhm.
but I don't know if they're gonna, it was
Like,
just
yeah,
gonna be
that's
one
how
area,
it
or was
is,
it
yeah.
broken
Depending
into
on what they
3?
cover.
Really, it should be broken into 3, yeah. Just to help with your requirements.
And this, the fall regional meeting and the annual in December?
Yeah, so
That
there's the
applies to
December,
this year.
right, and then the one in February for February started new year.
Mhm.
Yeah. So you have this fall one and then the one in December in Albuquerque.
All over in February.
We start again.
And then it starts with the,
Okay.
any other questions, comments?
Move on to item number 9, action items, discussion and approval of revised board meeting dates.
So we have 3 dates on our calendar that fall during a holiday. They are February 17th, March 17th, and April 21st. So we can either do it, just to keep it consistent on Mondays, we can either do the Monday before or the Monday after.
I like the latter date.
The Monday after. That's what we did last year, was the last one.
Um,
That
So,
works for me.
Yeah, it's okay.
Mhm.
I'll make a motion to change our dates to the 24th of February, the 24th of March, and the 28th of April for those 3 meetings.
Okay, we have a motion by Mrs. Cole,
I'll second that motion.
seconded by Mrs. Esquivel. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Now on to discussion and approval on amended Open Meetings Act resolution.
right, we did this last month, but the one we have in the packet actually had the wrong day that had a meeting on Wednesdays.
Oh.
So, we just need to approve this one that says Monday, the 3rd Monday of each month.
I'll make a motion to accept the amended Open Meetings Act to reflect that it's the changes for Mondays, changing it from Wednesday to a Monday to correct that.
I'll second that motion.
Motion by Mrs. Cole and seconded by Mrs. Esquivel. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Now on to policy and advisory.
Right.
46 to 250.
So we had a training at the REC from our Walsh Gallegos attorneys, and they said we needed to implement the policies because even though we're not part of the lawsuit, there's been no action that stopped it or put it in halt or anything.
Mhm.
So I put it in for this board meeting. However, our policy services is still recommending to wait, and they haven't issued. So all the policy that's given that I emailed you is
Mhm.
draft. It's not an actual policy. So just if you have any questions over them, but we really can't take any action on this. But it will be coming up eventually. As soon as our policy service out of Santa Fe decides that it's the appropriate time, then but just know that regardless of whether we've adopted these policies or not, it is federal law and we still have to follow it should something come out.
I'll make a motion to table the action item on the policy advisory 246 through 254 until we get
Right.
more answers from the
Yes.
advisory. I'll second that motion.
Motion by Mrs. Cole, seconded by Mrs. Esquivel. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. And is that all of our business?
That's it.
Awesome. So we will adjourn at 6:30. So fast. Thank you.